The email that ended everything. The message she never meant to leave behind asterisk asterisk. She called me a cuckold. Not to my face. Not in a fight. Not even in a drunken slip of the tongue. She wrote it in an email. A message she typed, sent, and forgot to delete from the sent folder on our shared desktop computer. That was how I found out the truth. Not because I was suspicious, not because I was looking, but because she got lazy. It was a quiet Sunday night, nearly midnight. Rachel had already gone to bed, claiming she had a migraine. Her tone was off, flat and dismissive. She wouldn't look me in the eye when she said goodnight. Just shuffled upstairs and turned out the light. Maybe it was the way her scarf smelled. Not like her perfume or mine, but something unfamiliar and musky. I told myself I was overthinking it. Still I couldn't sleep. I went downstairs, logged into the desktop, the one we used for airline tickets and taxes, and saw her Gmail was still open. I hovered over the sent folder. A flicker of doubt passed through me. Then, with one click, everything changed. Asterisk yes, darling, I miss you too. But I can't take the risk on Sunday in case my cuckold suspects something. Let's meet at our place Monday at 11 a.m. I promise I'll let you do what you've been wanting for a long time. Asterisk. I read it again. And again. Darling. Our place. Cuckold. It wasn't just an affair. She was reveling in it. Mocking me. Calling me names. Telling another man how exciting it was to deceive me. My hands trembled. My throat went dry. But I didn't rage. I didn't scream. Smiled. Because in that moment, I knew everything I needed to know. And she had no idea what I was about to do. Before that night, I thought love ended with explosions. Shouting, tears, slamming doors. But it doesn't. Fades. Quietly. It dies in the silence between two people sitting at the same dinner table without speaking. It dies when laughter becomes polite. When I love you becomes a robotic phrase mumbled at bedtime. Void of meaning. Rachel and I had been married for 8 years. We weren't flashy, but we were solid, or so I thought. The cracks began to show about 6 months earlier. Work trips became more frequent. Hotel stays, unexplained meetings with clients I'd never heard of. When she came home, she was distant, distracted, always on her phone. One night while she was out of town, I noticed our shared iPad had synced her laptop messages. I wasn't snooping. But then a preview popped up. Asterisk Mateo. Last night was perfect. Wish I could wake up next to you again. Asterisk. The name stopped me cold. Mateo. Who the hell was Mateo? The message vanished seconds later. She had remotely marked it as read. I tried to tell myself it was nothing. But once you see that first crack, your eyes can't help but search for more. And what I found shattered everything. I began noticing little things. Her gym bag smelled like a man's deodorant. Not mine. There was a towel in her trunk, clean, but with the unmistakable scent of a stranger's cologne. Her voice changed when she answered the phone. Sweet and professional when I was around, but flirtatious when she thought I wasn't listening. Still, I needed proof. So I bought a USB keystroke logger, discreet and silent. I plugged it into her laptop while she was in the shower. Within days, I had full access to everything. Emails with Mateo. Secret hotel check-ins labeled as client lunches. Small transfers to a Venmo account tied to a burner profile. And then I found the hidden folder, buried under layers of files labeled work expenses and Q2 vendors. Photos. Explicit ones. Her and Mateo naked. Posing. Smiling. As if they'd won something. That's when my plan began to take shape. I wasn't going to confront her. I was going to destroy the fantasy she thought she was living. From the inside out. I didn't sleep that week. But for the first time in months I smiled. Planning her downfall wasn't out of anger. It was surgical. Precise. I wanted her to feel secure. Convinced that I was still clueless, while I laid the groundwork for her collapse. First, I installed surveillance. A 4K motion-activated camera hidden in the bedroom smoke detector. Another inside the lamp on her nightstand. She never cleaned it, she'd never notice. I tested the feeds remotely. Clear. Crisp. Ready. Then I called her sister, under the guise of planning a surprise birthday party for Rachel. I asked her to stop by Monday at noon, and bring their mom too. Said I had a fun reveal planned. Rachel's little date was set for 11 a.m. on Monday. Perfect. That morning, I kissed her forehead before she left. You look beautiful today, I said. Thanks, babe, she muttered, barely glancing up from her phone. At 10:55 a.m., Matteo pulled into our driveway, confident and relaxed. Overnight bag in hand like he owned the place. I watched from my phone as he walked inside. She greeted him with a kiss. Familiar. Routine. They went upstairs, tossed their clothes, climbed into our bed. And then came the audio. Rachel *. He really still has no idea. Matteo *. Poor bastard. Still kisses you like you're his dream girl. Rachel *. Laughing. I told him I had cramps this week. That was all I needed. Picked up the phone. Change of plans, I told her sister. Come now. Bring your mom. They pulled up a few minutes later, both cheerful and unsuspecting. I met them at the door. Where's Rachel? Her mom asked. She's here, I said. But before we surprise her, I need to show you something. I led them into the home office. They exchanged confused glances. I didn't speak, just hit play. Footage of Rachel and Matteo in our bed filled the screen. Their laughter, their moans, her words. He's so boring. You, on the other hand. Rachel's mother covered her mouth. Her sister turned pale. I'm sorry, her mom whispered. I didn't respond. I just walked down the hallway and opened the bedroom door without knocking. They were mid-panic, scrambling for clothes. Shocked faces frozen like deer in headlights. Rachel's voice cracked. Wait, what are you? Matteo stammered, half naked, backing toward the window. I looked at Rachel, calm and steady. You said I'd never find out, I said. But I did. And now, you're going to lose everything. Then I stepped aside. Her mother and sister entered behind me. Rachel froze. Her mother didn't yell, didn't cry. She just whispered, You're not the woman I raised. Her sister walked out without a word. And just like that, Rachel's carefully curated double life crumbled. True destruction doesn't happen in a moment. It unfolds slowly. By the next morning, I had already checked into a hotel. The divorce papers were waiting, drafted by my attorney and armed with video evidence and our ironclad prenup, which voided spousal support in cases of adultery. Within 48 hours she was served. The calls started first. The texts followed. We need to talk. I made a mistake. Please, we can fix this. You ruined my life, you vindictive piece of blah. As for Matteo, turns out he was engaged. His fiancée found out. She uploaded the footage, all of it, to every social platform that mattered. Matteo lost his job, his apartment, and his relationship within a week. Rachel moved in with her mom. But shame is a terrible houseguest. Eventually, even her mother distanced herself. Her sister never spoke to her again. And me. I moved to a new city. Started over. Quietly. Completely. Not bitter. Just done. People always ask. Don't you wish you had just walked away? I did. But not before making sure the people who burned everything we built understood the cost of the fire. This wasn't vengeance. It was truth. Expose. Delivered. Undeniable. Because betrayal doesn't just break your heart. It rewires your entire reality. It makes every memory suspect. Every kiss feel like a lie in retrospect. But I refused to carry that weight. I dropped it. At her feet. And walked away clean. If you've ever been betrayed, you know the wound runs deep. But what you do with that pain, that's where your power lies. So ask yourself, was it justified?